Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about the squeaky chair. So, that was very suave, wasn't it? The funny thing is, whenever I do, videos like this, it's always, "Hi guys, it's been a while." It's always going to be a while. My computer is unfortunately, very dusty. Not very professional. I apologize. Guys, what I really wanted to talk about was the state of affairs at this moment in time. We all know currently what with the unfortunate pandemic that's available worldwide. It came as a bit of a shock. A lot of us have lost a lot of loved ones, unfortunately, and I think that personally I can attest to this as well, that a lot of us have lost our jobs or can't get jobs now. We're having trouble maintaining ourselves physically, mentally, even spiritually. And I can't remember who said it now. Who was it? I think, yeah, that's it. David Goggins. He goes, "There's not going to be the perfect time for you to do. If you want to, let's say, for example, if you want to write a book, there's not going to be the perfect time for you to write the book. You won't sort of, in your mind, you're expecting a clean desk. You're expecting no distractions from the outside world. You say to yourself, I got my notes, I've got my plan ready, and I'm gonna just sit at the computer for 10 hours a day and I'm gonna type." No, you won't. The reason for that is there's a internal dialogue. Like, was it called a monologue? No, it's not called a monologue, is it? Basically, human beings were wired for self-destruction, unfortunately, and evidence, as you can see right now, where there's the health risk going on, and people feel they need to have street parties. They can't live without alcohol, and it's unfortunate because I think one of the newscasters, the news reporter, said everyone's got COVID fatigue. The fact of the matter is, people, the virus hasn't got fatigue. It's still going. And people are crying about having to wear masks to, self-isolate, having to keep social distancing. And what I'm saying isn't anything special. I think people have heard this like 1,000 times by now, and still nobody's adhering to it. And the fact of the matter is, the human condition is for self-destruction, whereby we know the right thing to do, but do we do it? No. So the reason for this video is because it's not the right time to make it. I am not ready. My room's a mess. And I am struggling like everybody else out there. Sorry, excuse me, people. I've got this thing where if I see something, it keeps bugging me until I move it. And there's something on the lens. As you can see, this isn't exactly. Oh my god. This is the most unprofessional one that I've ever made. And the reason why it's unprofessional is because I'm doing it on the webcam of this particular PC. I used to use my camera, but I've changed PCs, and the video software that I used to use, I haven't got it on this PC anymore, and I can't be bothered putting it on. I wasn't a big fan of it anyway, and the video editing software that comes with this PC is horrible. So I don't know how this video is going to turn out. But yeah, it's already coming out quite unprofessional anyway. The reason for this video is because I made a promise to a friend of mine. I said to him I would start making these videos again, and I never did. And the reason for that being was everything that's going on in this world. Now, I'm never going to find the perfect time to make a video, unfortunately. And it is in those times that I must make one. Just like, you've got like a to-do list, right? And everything you've got, I don't know, let's say for example, you go shopping, clean clothes, hoover the house, whatever. and you've got a list, there's about 20 things to do, and you look at that list and you think to yourself, I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered. I have got the exact sort of same list going on at the moment, and I just think to myself, it's daunting. It's intimidating, and it's not that I can't be bothered. It's just there's mental blocks. You yourself could be very capable physically, intellectually, but when you hit like a mental barrier and it stops you from achieving. I have been stuck in that particular mode for a while now. Reason being, I don't know. I can't. If I knew, I wouldn't be there, would I? You can do all the research possible. Like say for example, if you're studying for a test, you could look at case studies. You could do past examination papers, and then when you go into the examination itself, and you look at that paper, you've seen those questions 1,000 times. You know by inside out. Well, why do you still fail? Even you don't know. Theories, yeah, you got mental blocks or whatever, or that internal monologue is saying to you, you'll never pass. You'll always fail. You're always a failure. So what's the rationale for this particular video? Well, what I really wanted to do, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Again, got no excuses. It's that thing going on. I really wanted to launch like a new series, and the series is surrounding men's health. So how like a little while ago, I can't remember how long ago it was. Gillette came out with that advert about toxic masculinity, and it just portrayed men as these ugly, voracious, sexually deviant parasites in society, where all we think about is fighting and harassing women. And I gotta admit that really offended my intellect, and I think it probably offended a lot of people out there as well. And then there came out all these different movements about men can't control themselves, and all these other things. And I sort of said to myself, this is the society that we live in now, where we as people have no respect for one another, and men especially, who feel the need to navigate the social jungle. And I hear words like, I don't know, alpha and beta, incel, red pill rage, MGTOW, and all these other things. I was very interested in MGTOW. It was like this movement. It was just like similar to Me Too or whatever the hell it is. I don't, guys, I'm not trying to offend anyone. MGTOW was men going their own way, and it was this total exclusion of women, and men just working for themselves by themselves with the total exclusion of women. And the more I looked into it, the more I found videos online where people had very fascist views, and I can't say I can ascribe to that. I think as soon as you have problems with people's personal religious beliefs and their social inclinations, you need to steer away from them. I mean, hey, who am I really to dictate anything? But I found that particular mindset was very, very dark. It was disturbing, in fact. They had, I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that I did see had very supremacist vibes about them. So I kind of got put off from that MGTOW community. I'm sure some of them are very lovely, but it kind of goes against my personal nature, total exclusion. I can't say I could go down that route myself. But then, when you look at the way society's been sort of built, what with this particular hierarchy, where men become show ponies, that they have to do certain things in order to win the woman, and you sort of put them on a pedestal. Why do I need to? Why do I need to jump through hoops? Why can't I be my own person? And I realized I can. So, there are other people out there like me who share that particular view that, in the end of the day, there are going to be extremes on both ends. And it's finding that middle ground, finding that understanding that in the end of the day, so long as you respect yourself, and yeah, obviously respect other people, but as long as you respect yourself and understand that you are a human being, you do have certain tendencies, you do have a particular nature about you, that you'll be able to progress further in life better with a more cleaner understanding instead of adopting these strong, I'd say extreme views. So again, going back to the rationale behind this video, I really wanted to sort of comment on the journey that I've been sort of going on. And for the past 4, maybe 5 years, it's been a discovery. Obviously, well, with COVID, the journey's been very hard this year. And I think a lot of you can also say that is the case for yourselves. I think if hardship is what requires us to become better, then there's not been a greater hardship like this since the past 100 years. So, social media will tell you a lot of things. The news, they'll tell you a lot of things, and you have to interpret that according to your intellect. But what I've decided to do, I would like to create this new men's health series where I look into certain subjects which could be somewhat taboo for some of you. And what I really want to get into is trying to understand, with yourselves. I'm not here to teach you anything. I want to discover things with yourselves. So I want to discover what is the psychology and what are the pitfalls that we face as men, and sort of shed some light onto the social jungle that's out there. Why do we have to do the things society says we have to do? Why do we have to approach certain things in a certain way? Why do we have to be the instigators? Why do we have to follow their rules when we can make our own rules? So again, the problem with me, right? I write something down and I never stick to it. So I had a plan for this introduction video, and I can't say I stuck to it. And I think maybe improvisation is a lot better than structure. Who knows? But I've got a whole laundry list of things to do, and I haven't done them. And I don't know why I've not done them. But I think this felt more natural for me to do. I felt more inclined to make this video instead of doing all the other things, which is very, very impractical. But I will say this, we do live in trying times. We have got problems of our own, and some of our problems are unique, but then some of them are actually quite unique. And I think as men, and I apologize for any women out there, this message is not for you, purely because this video is about men's health more than anything. I sort of look into, did you know that men, I mean, I don't know the real statistic, men under the age of 32 commit suicide a lot. And why is that? We've got talk shows that celebrate women overcoming adversity. We've got, the media saying, well done to this person for standing up to her boss for sexual abuse. And I commend these women, who stand up for themselves. But here's my question to you. What about the men? Do we not deserve some sort of applause? Men who struggle. What about them? Oh, to be a man, you got to be tough, and you can't cry, and you can't complain. Rudyard Kipling, he did say that in his poem called If, that, you know, it was a long one. He goes, you know, I'm going to paraphrase it because I can't remember the exact words, but you know how, like, if you don't complain about your losses, and then right at the end he goes, you'll be a man, my son. We've got this embedded understanding that we're not allowed to complain, we're not allowed to be upset, we're not allowed to, you know, cry if needed, we're not allowed because we're men. But hold on a second, are we human beings as well? Do we not hurt? Don't we feel pain? So, you know, when I see, and I genuinely feel that this is quite an injustice done to us, and I'm not trying to offend people who consider themselves non-binary or gender neutral or fluid or whatever. I'm not here to become political or socially distant from the state of affairs that we have currently. I'm simply saying, as human beings, we have our flaws, we have our limitations, but I see an injustice done against men these days, and it sickens me. It really does. It offends me, and I'm not sure why we've come to this state of affairs that we've come to. I understand. Do you know what it is? You know what it is? We've not done what we should have done as men. We had a duty in society to complete, and we didn't. And when we didn't do what we should have done, who was next in line? Who picked up the reins and took charge? The women did, because we didn't do our job. This isn't, you know, men against women. I'm not preaching that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying we've neglected ourselves. That's what I'm saying. And because we've neglected ourselves, the results are what you see today. So, again, I'm not trying to preach. Really want to get to you, really want to say to you, so impress upon your understanding that we are in trouble. The solutions are very simple. The only thing that lacks is application. And I'm guilty of this myself. I told you before, I've got 100 things to do and I've not even done. I've started them all, but have I completed any of them? No. I should actually be doing this online course, but look, here I am doing this. I'll say this, guys. Stay tuned. I will keep you informed of any progression, but I'm going to start making this video series, and I don't know what frequency I'm going to make these videos in, but they will touch upon key points that we as men face today. And I hope I'll have your audience, and I hope I don't offend too many people. But then again, the point of it is not to be offensive. If you are offended, you know, I apologize. That wasn't my intention. But if you are offended, perhaps this video isn't for you. And there are plenty of other videos out there for you to watch. So I'll be in touch soon. We shall be making a series together. And again, I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm just here to discuss certain views and certain topics which I think affects us as men today. So thank you very much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you shall be seeing me more consistently and very soon. Take care, guys. Hope to see you again soon. All right.